Hey, Matt,
Hey, Eric.
guess what I found?
You found a kitten.
Close. I found episode 34.
Really?
Yes.
We've been looking for that.
Once thought, lost to the sands of time. Episode 34 lives.
Wow, that is an episode. My memory is we recorded it, we set it aside, and then forgot completely about it. And I don't even remember what it's about.
I don't either. That's the joy of it.
Wow, this is going to be interesting. Can we listen?
We're gonna listen. For all you folks out there in listener land, here's a special treat. Recorded August 31st, 2016. It's episode 34, the lost episode of Everything, Anything, and Nothing Really. Hello, and welcome to Everything, Anything, and Nothing Really, the podcast where we will talk about everything, anything, and nothing almost always at the same time. My name is Eric Walensky, and I am one of the co-hosts. And with me, as always, is my friend and co-host, Matt.
Yes, I'm here.
How are you doing, Matt?
Well, I'm okay, sure.
Good, good. I'm doing pretty good. It's raining right now, if our viewing audience can hear that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really coming down. Kind of like our weather podcast that we tried.
Yeah, where we just stood and watched the weather.
Yeah.
Because it said Weather Watch on TV, so.
Exactly.
We did.
I mean, you're supposed to drop everything, you know?
I know, that's what it sounds like. That's like, I love sometimes when it's a really severe weather and they're telling you, the news people are telling you to take cover. You go outside and everybody in the neighborhood is out looking at the sky.
Right.
Like, there's danger out here? Where?
Well, I tell you, a fire watch is a lot more exciting than a weather watch, though, depending on where the fire is. That was
Yeah?
a weird segue. I wanted to get that in earlier, and I missed. I missed my window.
That is a weird segue. So, what's on the agenda for tonight?
Well, it's been a few weeks, and I've got a pile of Dr. Polly's just waiting to be reviewed.
Our favorite newspaper advice column vet
Right.
for people whose cat is dying and they need to wait 2 weeks to see
what
what
they
to
should
do for it.
about it.
Can I get help with my dying animal? I'll just sit back and wait.
Seems serious. I better put pen to paper, stamp to envelope, and wait.
Just like in the old days.
It's a pet watch. Well, we'll kick it off here with actually a pretty exciting Dr. Polly.
Oh, yeah?
Hi, Doc. I was mowing my 10 acres and scared a mama turkey. So right there, is that necessary?
I'm glad he left the detail in about the 10 acres because it's hard for me. It would have been hard for me to picture if he hadn't detailed exactly how much land he had.
Right, right. Unless he was just trying to infer that maybe it's a big wooded property or something, and that's why the mama turkey was there. It's not like he was cutting his front yard and scared a mama turkey on purpose. I don't know. Like he was
Maybe like
he was lost and confused on his 10
I'm
acres.
a developer jerk and I'm
Right.
hoping to sell these lots. Hint, hint. Can you help me out, Doc?
Yeah.
So he scared the mama turkey.
Yeah, and, well, she ran out in the street and was hit by a car.
Oh, no.
I found 6 babies in the bush. What do I do now?
Well, it's worth 2 in the hand, I guess. or
I
something.
was thinking that. That is great. So he's got 6, so times 2. He's got 12. He's doing awesome. That's more than the 10 acres he has.
Wow, so I guess he can build he could probably build a house on each acre for each of the turkeys.
Yeah, he doesn't need Dr. Polly's advice. He can take care of this himself.
See, this is the advice we would be giving him. Build a house for each of the babies. Let them grow up. You've got plenty of land.
Start saving now for college. It's expensive.
Thanksgiving's coming up, so, you know.
You're going to have a real Sophie's Choice on your hands.
So what did Dr. Polly want him to do?
Oh, they have a rehab clinic or something. I don't know. It's not important. What's important is he has 10 acres, and he's scared of Mama Turkey. Now, see, here's the thing. He doesn't say how he scared it. We're supposed to assume it was the mower.
Yeah.
But, maybe he maybe he mows his lawn in a Dracula mask. And the Mama Turkey was like, oh my gosh. Or maybe he does it on purpose and he's just trying to make it seem like he doesn't. I don't know.
Well, like I said, maybe he's a jerk. I don't know.
He could be. I'm real suspicious of Evan.
I don't know.
So
maybe he's a nice guy, but I mean, gosh, he's scared of Mama Turkey. Come on.
Who knows? Hi, Doc. I have a Mongolian gerbil that has developed a bad habit of biting and has started urinating on his house. He is 3 years old now, and he outlived his wife. Is this age-related?
He outlived his wife.
This gerbil was married?
He outlived his wife.
He outlived his wife. The gerbil did.
She was running around on the wheel and she just dropped dead. I don't know what I'm going to do now.
It was unexpected. Oh.
Wow. I feel so bad for that widowed gerbil.
I know.
Peeing on his house?
He's so distraught.
I would think he would be more... I mean, it could be age-related. It could also be confusion from having been a gerbil who had been married.
Right.
I don't know what this is all about. Why am I wearing a top hat and a little tuxedo?
Or maybe
that's it. I'm going to urinate on the house.
He's just mad at the world now. This is where we were going to grow old together. Not now. He just started peeing all over it. Although, depending on when his wife died, Dr. Polly says, "Hi, Alan. 3 years is a good long life for your gerbil."
Oh.
Yeah. So the biting when you pick him up could be from arthritis or pain. The urine marking could be male-related behavior since his little woman died.
Best to get him out in the dating scene again.
And then take him into your avian exotic veterinarian for a senior checkup. Yes, we can check these little guys for kidney and other old age problems. Wow.
Wow. I've learned more about gerbils than I wanted to know.
Oh, this one's good because we're going to aliases for the pets' names. Dr.
Okay.
Polly, I have 2 cats, and they like to sit in the back on the lanai. The lanai.
Again with the lanai.
It's Golden Girls.
So this is Betty White writing it.
Yes. Yesterday, quote, Oreo did not act right when I let them back in. Oreo was panting and then threw up and would not eat. Ginger seemed fine but was also panting a bit. Do cats overheat? Sarah. Yes, Sarah, you'll want to check the radiator on your cats and make sure they were full up. No, she didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, what? What's going on? I've had cats, and I didn't know they came with radiators.
You didn't see the little check cat engine light come on?
That would explain that sound. I thought it was purring.
But yes, she says, yes, Sarah, cats can suffer from heat stroke just like dogs. In fact, they can get overheated quickly because they are not as efficient in reducing their body temperature compared to dogs. Try not to let them out in the heat of the afternoon. I didn't know that, though. It's interesting. A dog can keep itself cooler than a cat. But then why do they always say he's a cool cat? Should be, there's an overheated cat.
Everybody loves an overheated cat.
Let's see. Hi, doctor. I own a Shih Tzu, and last night he came in from the yard and his eye had fallen out. No, I am not kidding you.
What? 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 It's horrifying.
I panicked and ran him to the emergency clinic where they charged me $1,500 to put it back in. The vet said it can happen again. I don't know what made it happen in the first place. What do I do to prevent this?
Was he married?
His wife was all afluster.
That's horrifying. I've never heard of that happening to a dog.
Well, Dr. Polly has. Yes,
Wow.
Alice, this can happen because these dogs have a very shallow orbit, the bone holding the eye in, and very big bulging eyes. My first question, is your dog hypertensive or overweight? That will increase the incidence of proptosis. Make sure you check up on this with your family vet.
Wow.
So, for all you Shih Tzu owners, watch out.
That's terrifying. I wouldn't know what to do if that happened to my dog. Well, I'm glad you brought those Dr. Polly columns because there have been some other animal stories in the news lately.
Mm-hmm.
And first there was one about something in Cape Coral, Florida,
Mm-hmm.
in which an alligator was spotted sleeping in a tree branch. So
The best thing about it is the title of the article. Alligators can climb trees now. Like, we all voted, and it passed. Alligators can climb trees now. Not sure which bathrooms they can use in North Carolina, but they can climb trees now.
So yeah, the proposal passed, and there was a lot of money put into that. But the story starts out: a Cape Coral resident is claiming he spotted an alligator sleeping on a tree branch, which, if true, suggests that alligators can climb trees now. Damn.
I love that. It's like, if the world wasn't scary enough, now we got to worry about gators in the trees. Damn.
And then they have a quote from the guy. The guy says, "Saw something in a tree. At first I thought maybe it was a lizard. The more I looked at it, the more I thought it was actually probably a 5-foot gator."
It was like a magic eye puzzle. The longer he looked at it, he realized it wasn't just a small lizard. It was a 5-foot gator. Oh, you have to relax your eyes. I see it now. I see it.
Yeah, this guy also once saw some gerbils getting married in a gym, but the more he looked, the more it turned out that it was actually an NBA game he was at. So I don't know what was going on with him.
Oh, man. If it was in a gym, though, they were probably gym rats.
Though crocodiles have been known to exhibit this behavior, it's extremely rare for alligators to scale a tree. I mean, do they have, like, Guinness records on when this happened or something? Like,
yeah.
The last time this happened was in '79, so it doesn't happen very often.
Not a lot. Then you'd have to go back to 1901, I believe. I think Teddy Roosevelt was the last one to see a gator in a tree.
And he wrestled it out of there. He was quite a guy.
Yeah, Florida wildlife officials have confirmed that the photo is in fact of a gator, based on the position that the animal is resting and the size of the body in relation to the head. And there's a pretty good picture in this article, and it's definitely an alligator. There's no question about that. So now that we know gators can climb trees, it's worth considering that gators can also scale a fence, break into your pool, and ring your doorbell. Basically, they can pretty much do whatever they want at this point. They're going to be our Uber drivers next.
Well, they're also making drinks. I mean, who makes Gatorade?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Although it's hard for them to get the cap on the top of the bottle. That's the only thing.
That's what they're struggling with, right? Crocodiles have been known to put the caps on Gatorade bottles.
Yeah.
Extremely rare for gators to do that.
Extremely rare for gators to do that. But no, I don't know. If I saw an alligator in a tree, I don't think I'd mistake it for a lizard, though.
No.
I don't think I'd mistake it for anything other than an alligator.
Very clear what's going on here.
Yeah. Well, there's another story, this one coming out of Oregon. The headline, Rooster named Steve apprehended.
Okay. He was leaving a gerbil wedding. How do they know it's named Steve? They get into that, but that's funny.
A nefarious fowl was apprehended Thursday in Forest Grove after 2 days of harassing residents, authorities announced. Did they say that? Did the police say, we've got a nefarious fowl, and he was harassing people?
We got him.
The rooster, known only as Steve, had reportedly been causing quite a dust-up in the Ridgepoint, Crestview, and Forest Gale neighborhoods for the better part of last week. Given the menacing demeanor of the fowl, the department assembled a joint task force of their code enforcement officer and light and power to safely take the bird into custody. So they had to get the utility involved.
Yeah, well, that means they're serious.
As a reminder, Forest Grove City Fowl Ordinance specifically prohibits roosters within city limits, police wrote, but it does allow a single resident to have up to 4 chickens. What, so the married people can't have any? A single resident could have up to 4, but they don't.
Or does that mean that if there was another, is it per person? So if it was a married couple, you could have 8? Or is it like per household, only 4?
It says a single resident to have up to 4 chickens. It's not clear. I guess, well, I mean...
Well, we're going to have those married gerbils see how many chickens they can get.
It could be 4 chickens. I don't know. This is like a story problem.
I know.
Juan has 4 chickens. He's a gerbil and he's married. How many more chickens can he have?
Well, if it is a math problem, don't count those chickens before they've hatched.
Yeah. Well, I can see that. Police did not immediately return requests for comment on the nature of Steve's harassment.
Commissioner, what was this rooster doing to people? How was he harassing them? Are there any victims?
No comment. So they would not immediately return requests for comment on the nature of Steve's harassment, who Steve belonged to, or how he came to be known as Steve.
Did you check the records? Where did he come from? What do you know about him? Is he employed?
I'm picturing the editor of the paper saying, like, you get out there and find out why this rooster is named Steve. It's a scoop.
What was he doing to harass people? Was he flashing his cock?
No comment. The bird remained in custody Thursday morning, but was likely to be released to a farm outside of city limits in the near future, police said.
Oh, that's not justice. He's not serving any time.
He was offered 1 call, but he didn't use it until sunrise.
Nobody I know is up yet.
If the great thing about this, if they ever make a movie about this rooster,
Mm-hmm.
he'll be played by Tim Curry.
The best thing is this article has a picture of the rooster.
I'm picturing people in Forest Grove waking up to, this is who has been harassing people in our town? I imagine in a couple weeks the police are going to come forward and say, all of those purse snatchings in our town, we pretty much can trace them back to one rooster. And he's on a farm now, he's out of here.
Now, I wonder when they put his name in quotes, Steve. He's known only as Steve. Is that because that's all he would say to officers? What's your name? Steve. Steve what? Steve. Steve what? Steve. Not going to cooperate, huh? And the commissioner comes in. That's all right. Let him go. What? I was about to make him talk. No, he's going to a farm on the outside of the city.
And I've got another one. This one comes to us from Britain.
Ooh.
RSPCA rescue daring parrot which flew into pub garden and started eating chips.
Daring parrot? Okay.
He's a true hero.
Okay.
Or maybe daring means something different over there. I don't know.
Maybe it does. I don't know how much daring it takes for a bird to fly down on humans and eat their food. I mean, like, do they have seagulls in Britain? Because if they came here, they'd be like, look at all these daring birds that took my chips.
Maybe Steve dared him to do it. Go in there and do that. I'm busting this joint. I'm going to a farm. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's all they'll do. It's just sending it outside the city. We'll run the place. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
The African gray, named Mr. Chips, entertained regulars at first by sitting on their shoulders, but they weren't impressed when he tucked into their food.
I don't know what it takes to entertain people over there, but I don't care where I am. A strange bird landing on my shoulder, it is not entertainment to me. Not
Especially when I'm eating.
Especially when I'm eating. I do like, though, that they're pretty confident in Mr. Chips' name here, because it's not another presumed situation.
Right, it's not where the reporter was like, I don't know why he was called Mr. Chips.
Right, the African gray, known only as Mr. Chips. It's like alluding to a darker past that this bird might have.
This plucky parrot was rescued after flying into a pub garden and eating leftover chips. Punters got a bit of a surprise when the African gray flew into the garden of the White Horse in Richmond. Pub staff confined the escaped, or abandoned, and called the RSPCA. The bird, now nicknamed Mr. Chips, was then rescued by an RSPCA animal collection officer and taken to an animal hospital. Attempts to find the owner have been unsuccessful, so he is now ready for a new loving home with an owner who has experience of keeping parrots. Parrots are social animals and ideally should be paired up with another bird of the same species for lifetime companionship.
So they can get married.
Again, here we are with the animal weddings tonight. Although, I would love to see Parrot Divorce Court. Polly wants custody of the cracker. Polly wants custody of the cracker.
Wouldn't they would just keep arguing the same point back and forth, right?
Be like a real life couple.
Exactly. You never take me out anymore. 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 You see what I mean, Judge? It's like this every day.
So, yeah, I would definitely watch that.
There's a nice picture of the White Horse pub, though. I like that pub. That looks very inviting.
Well, there's parrots in there, you know.
Yeah. Well, they got him now.
But it could happen again.
I guess I'd be less annoyed as long as I got to come up with the nickname, right? Like he lands on my shoulders, he starts eating my chips. I'm like, hey, we're going to call this guy Mr. Chips. He's eating my chips. And everybody's like, oh, cheers, mate. Yeah. I'm going to call him Mr. Chips. Somebody's like, call him Mr. Hamburger. No! He didn't eat your hamburger. He just pecked at it. He ate my chips. Let's call him Mr. Chips. Let's call him Swoopy. No. Swoopy. You always want to name the animals that sneak in here Swoopy. I don't know who I'm talking to now. Talking to the imaginary pub goers.
He's still in the parrot divorce court. Mrs. Chips wants full custody of all the chips.
You didn't earn those chips. I made all my chips before I met you.
Came home one day, he said, we're in the chips. And I said, that's our name, I know. It would have a whole different meaning if this was taking place in Las Vegas and he had been eating chips.
It would. That bird would be dead. There would be no cute nickname.
No. But the man from the RSPCA said, apparently people in the pub at first assumed the parrot lived there when he flew in and started sitting on their shoulders. They were less happy, though, when he started in to pinch some of their chips, so went in and complained to the barman. He spotted straight away that this was an escaped pet and confined the bird until I arrived.
Keen eye. Keen eye on that guy.
He could tell when a parrot didn't belong in the bar.
He didn't need to stare at the parrot like the guy needed to stare at the alligator. Is that bird escaped? Does it belong here? No, I don't have any bird seed. Hey, that's an escaped bird.
So then the RSPCA guy goes on to explain his theory. The most likely scenario is that someone left the cage door open and maybe a window open as it was a hot day and didn't realize the bird was likely to escape. The land of Sherlock Holmes gives us...
You've done it again.
Elementary, RSPCA man. However, as he wasn't ringed or microchipped, we have no way of knowing where he came from.
Oh, that's another way Mr. Chips would be a great nickname, if he was microchipped.
But then he would be Mr. Microchips.
Oh, that's true.
He goes on, apparently he is prone to some appreciative wolf whistles when members of staff walk past, which is always nice for the ego.
Well, hey, don't go to Portland. That's going to get you sent to a farm in the country, man. That's harassment.
Right. I mean, what is it? What is your life like when it gets to a point where a bird sexually harasses you, and that makes you feel good? You know, it's like, oh, a bird thinks I'm sexy. I've still got it.
Just turns your day right around.
Of course, he is eating French fries off the ground, but still, I think I'm onto something.
Oh, my life sucks. Everything's awful. Oh, Michelle left me. Oh, she took all my chips. I got nothing. What? Who did that? Oh, that parrot eating food off the ground? You know what? Life isn't so bad. Thanks, Mr. Chips. And then that's when the theme song plays. Dun-dun-dun. He's Mr. Chips. When the chips are down, he'll undo your frown. He's Mr. Chips.
Mr. Chips. With his friend Steve, they go through the country. They will never leave. Unless the authorities catch them. Figure out how the cage got opened.
And they're dodging. They're dodging the sheriff who's got a monkey.
Let's go fly up in that tree. Oh no, it's an alligator.
They can climb trees now? And then the alligator goes, yup.
And that's the end of the movie. Womp, womp, womp. And the alligator's saying, chips.
Wow, what a weird TV show we've created here. The season finale is two gerbils getting married.
So, yeah, we've come up with a lot of good shows tonight. We've come up with Parrot Divorce Court, this show about an alligator in the tree eating all the birds that eat chips.
Oh, boy.
We need some more.
I'm going to jot this down. This is good. This is good stuff.
I'm going to write a letter. Dear Dr. Hollywood, I would like to go out to Hollywood and be a screenwriter, but whoa, expensive. Do you think you could just accept my idea for this thing about an alligator in a tree?
Oh, that's funny.
Well, I guess that is as good a place as any to stop for tonight. And so remember, everybody, to like us on Facebook, Everything, Anything, and Nothing Really. Remember, we're on Podbean, we're on iTunes, we're on WordPress. And be sure to tell people about us, if you enjoyed the show, that is.
Yeah. Well, no. Even if you don't like, just tell people. Talk about it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And no press is bad press, right? Isn't that the saying?
That is the saying.
Oh, there you go.
So this is Matt saying good night.
And this is Eric saying we'll see you next time. Can you close the door? Don't forget your laptop.